Good morning. While I'm making my tea this morning, I thought I would play with something I found in the cupboard yesterday. Ta-da! This is some ground turmeric. 2017. So the kids are going to love me for this one because they regularly look through the cupboard and say, "Oh, Mum, look at the date on this." So yeah, I'm not going to waste this. I'm going to have a play with it. So let's just put my teapot out of the way. So I'm going to just put the powder into a cup. So there's quite a lot of it still. I'll leave the box. And it's too good to waste. I've got another one in the cupboard, so that's fine. So that's my whole packet of turmeric. So there's quite a lot of powder there. This is a 50-gram packet. I don't know, is that focusing? It's a 50-gram packet. So yeah, I just thought, okay, I'm going to just put some hot water on this and let it soak and see what happens. You're not seeing that, are you? Let's tip you down a bit. So I'm just literally putting some hot water on it and I'm going to let it soak because there's so much of it. It's bubbling where the water's soaking down into the powder. It's just literally the air coming out from under the powder. So while this is soaking up, there's still lots of dry powder in the bottom. While this is soaking, I'm going to have my breakfast. I might just top up some more water. I'm just going to give it a bit of a stir. I've got a lolly stick here. I just want to make sure all of this powder is wet, is saturated. So because there's quite a lot in here, it has kind of sunk to the bottom. Here we go, it's getting there. I thought this would work today because today's the 2nd of September, so we're now just coming into the autumn months. And the wild grasses are looking beautiful and yellow. And of course the harvest has happened, so we've got lots of yellows and goldens in the countryside here in the UK at the moment. So I thought I might have a play with drawing some grasses later on. This has been soaking, as you can see, it's quite sludgy here. I'm not sure whether this is going to go through the coffee filter or not, but we will see. I may have to dilute, because this is quite a lot of turmeric powder here, I may have to dilute it quite a lot. So I've got a jar, which is, that took some hunting, because I made some jam last week, and so I didn't have many jars. I've got a coffee filter, and I've also fashioned a funnel out of an old milk container. So I'm going to stand that in the jar. I'm going to put my coffee filter in. If I can open it with my gloves on, there you go. So the coffee filter's going into the milk container. That's going to go in there. And Let's see how this goes. Okay, and that can go out the way. Just put that, the rest of that stick in there, and it's probably not going to pour very well to start off with, is it? No. And I think it's just going to clog this filter up. So I may have to put it through. Oh no, we're getting something. It's really sludgy at the bottom. I'm going to save that and see how this liquid goes, and if it needs diluting down, then I'll put some more boiling water in here and pop it through this filter. That's promising, it's going through the filter anyway. So we'll leave that going and come back to it in a bit. I am going to just put a little bit more water in here, just because I can't waste it. That's better. So when this has gone through the filter, I'm considering whether the turmeric that's left inside is still really vibrant. So my thought is that I will dry the coffee filter and dry the powder out again, and then that can then be mixed with a medium, matte medium or something like that, or some gum arabic, and then can be used as a watercolour as well. So I might get double whammy out of my 2017 expired turmeric. The liquid in the jar is more brown than I was expecting. Well, the proof will be on the paper, I guess. Certainly going through the filter much quicker than the walnut. So I've mixed up some of the powder with some gum arabic, and I'm just using it more as a watercolour. I happened across these little pots in Hobbycraft in the UK the other day. These are sweet little, they're called paint saver pots. So yeah, I just used one of those to scoop up some of the powder. Not dried powder, it was the sludge out of the coffee filter, which I mixed with some gum arabic. I'm just sloshing some layers down. So this has had a second layer since I worked on it outside, and now I'm just going in for a third, and I'm just referencing some of the shapes of the grasses that I saw on my walk yesterday, and I'll drop in a little clip of my reference sketchbooks that I'm using. So yesterday on a walk I actually followed one of Orla Stevens' suggestions. So I've made these little books many times in the past, but I've never used them as just taking them out on a walk. So I had this random piece of paper and I thought, right, okay, let's take it out, and it works very well. It really does. I quite like the fact that you're working on a wobbly surface. I love the fact that you've only got one implement. I only use a pen, and so yeah, this is, I did two on a walk yesterday, and this is just sort of, I'm just noticing the berries at the moment. So I've got rose hips and some blackberries and some sloes, and I've got just little notes along the sides. I'm not sure what these are. Red berries here, ivy berries, and some hawthorn and the dragonflies. On the other side though is my grasses. So the grasses along the old railway, and so those were some of the grasses that I was drawing yesterday just while I was out on a walk, just to get different shapes. Previously I've done, let's put them down here, I've done them in monochrome, so this is just with Quink ink, and I really love the way that these ones, you get a sort of a red finish on the edge of these, and this was quite watery ink. So these are just with Quink ink, and again I'm doing abstract grasses, and this was another one from July last year of some barley, and I think that's probably a nettle in the alongside of the path. So those are the sorts of references that I'm using to just play with the turmeric today. So thanks to Orla Stevens for suggesting this cute little book. I'll be taking those on my walks in future. I think that really works well for me. It takes the pressure off, absolutely takes the pressure off. So I'm just going to keep layering up and just play with some abstract grass shapes. So this has been drying for, I guess, yeah, 24 hours. It's not, there's still a wet patch there, but I just thought it'd be, I've never done anything like this before, so I don't know whether it's going to work, whether it has worked, whether I'll have any marks on here or not. But I'm just going to just take the debris off of here and see what we've got. This might be a fun process to try again with different plant material. I didn't really think too long and hard about this, but yeah, I'll continue to let that dry, and then that can be the basis for something else, or some collage paper, or I don't know. But there's some interesting marks in here where the plant material is kind of bled, I think, or whether it's just the drying of the turmeric. A process I think I will try again at another stage. It's raining today though, but it's not going to be today. This is one of my pieces. I'm quite liking it. It will rub off, so I'm considering putting some matte medium over this. The plan for this, I think, is I'm going to make a small concertina out of this. This was only gash paper, there's a big fold in the middle anyway, but I've got some interesting layers of the colour. So these ones were the original, done outside, and then there's obviously some grainy layers, and then I've got some more yellow, real yellow coming through. So yeah, I'm quite pleased with this. It's subtle, but yeah. And this one is the bigger one, and again we've got different sort of shades of yellow on here. We've got sort of the more brown where it's got the powder still. There's some pale yellow here, and then there's some orangey, more brown yellow. I'm liking the turmeric.